Hey, my name is Selena, and welcome to the PeopleSoft Open Enrollment Navigation session. This is to show you the different screens that you may see while you're making your open enrollment choices. So you should be logged into Employee Self-Service. You're going to see a few tiles. One of those tiles is going to say Open Enrollment. You're going to want to click on that tile. Once you have, you're going to see your name, you're going to see our open enrollment dates. This one looks a little bit different because this is a test case scenario, but yours will have the correct dates, should say October 1st through October 24th. When you log in, you're going to see a generic welcome screen, just lets you know that you're in your open enrollment event. You'll see some other tabs like personal information, dependent information, document upload, and benefits enrollment. You can go ahead and click through each one of these sections, or you can skip straight to the benefits enrollment section. For the purposes of training, we're going to click on each one just so you can get an idea of which each tab shows you. So if I click on personal information, it's going to let me know what is currently registered in PeopleSoft for my home and mailing address. You can update this information at this time if you have any updates. This is the information that is sent over to our different carriers. So we're thinking medical, dental, vision, those carriers. You're letting us know what information or addresses you want them to have for you. Contact information is going to be your current cell phone number or home phone number or office number that we have on file in PeopleSoft. You can also use your personal email address, county email address. You can have both in here. This is a way that we contact you throughout the year if we have any questions. Dependent information is going to show you eligible dependents that you may have enrolled at a previous time or who you may have enrolled now. Right now, you see no data exists for this employee. Employee's Ben E. Fitz. So I'm going to walk you through how to add an individual if you're going to be adding someone for the first time. So let's just say that this open enrollment, Ben, wants to add a spouse. So I'm going to go ahead and add the name for the spouse. So first name, last name, those are the only two that are needed. I'm going to go ahead and add a date of birth for this person. So let's just say the person was born August 4th. Let's change the year though. Let's go with 1990. By the way, I'm just making all of this up, but you're obviously going to want to put correct information in there. The gender of the spouse, I'm going to mark that. Relationship to employee, I'm going to mark spouse because Jessica is Ben's spouse. Address is going to show the address that is on file. If a social security number exists for your dependent, you're going to want to add it here. And I'm just going to make up a social. And if you'd like, you can add a phone number and email for the dependent. For purposes of training, I'm going to go ahead and skip this. I'm going to go up to the top where it says save on the right-hand side, and I'm going to click save. And now I have successfully added a dependent information for a spouse. Now you'll notice that it says supporting documents received. There's no check mark. So that means that because I'm adding Jessica for the first time, I will need to submit a marriage certificate at a later point to make sure that I'm able to add my dependent for 2025. For now, I'm done with this screen, so I'm going to go ahead and hit next. And it's going to take me to the document upload section. So here I should be able to upload my marriage certificate. Now you will see that there's a red note and it says if you're missing the add attachment button, please move to the next screen and then I'll show you how to access the document upload from the main screen. You can also email us the document at DHR Benefits right here. So you can actually just send it to us if you didn't want to bother with uploading it in PeopleSoft. Just an FYI, we will need any appropriate documents like birth certificates, marriage certificates, etc., in order to add dependents for the new plan year. So for now, I'm done with this section. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. If for some reason I did upload a document, I would hit save before hitting next. Now, when we get to the benefits enrollment section, this is where you're actually making changes for 2025. So anything that you want to either review or change, you're going to want to make sure that you're touching each one of these plans if you have intention to change some of those plans. So let's say right now I have currently Kaiser. I want to add my spouse this year, right? I added my spouse in the dependent info. So I'm going to hit review on medical. And this year I plan on adding Jessica. So I'm going to click her name. There should be a check mark now. That means that Jessica is going to be added to my dependents. When I did that, the before tax cost and the pay period cost automatically changed to reflect that I'm adding a dependent. If I were to unclick Jessica, you're going to see those amounts change again back to employee only. Clicking Jessica, it changes the amounts to employee plus one. If for some reason I forgot to add a dependent in that other section, I can actually add a dependent here too. So if I wanted to add a dependent, maybe I was like, okay, I want to add my child too. I would do add an individual, and I'm going to go through those same screens, right? Or those same processes. I'm going to add a name, birthday, current sex, relationship to employee, social security number. If for some reason your child has a different address, you can change the address too. So you will want to make sure that you're providing all of this important information. Now, I'm not actually going to make any changes this go around, so I'm going to hit cancel. And then I have to go back up to this little X and hit X for close. And now I'm back to that screen that we were in before. So this go around, I'm adding Jessica. I'm going to go ahead and stay with Kaiser. But if I didn't want to go with Kaiser, I can go ahead and click a different plan. Let's just say I want to switch to the UHC HMO Alliance plan. I would just select that plan. Now, sometimes employees will say, why do some of these per pay period costs have negative numbers? Those negative numbers mean that you have leftover flex credits to use after selecting that plan. So that is what a negative number means. Now you'll notice that for the Kaiser HMO plan, I see a pay period cost of $83.62. What that dollar amount means is that once I have chosen this plan, my flex credits cover the majority of that 745.12 that you see before in tax costs. So that 83.62 would be my anticipated per pay period cost for the Kaiser plan. So once I've selected that, let's just say that I went straight to done. I'm going to get this message. It says you must answer yes to certification text below. So I'm going to have to go down, read the different information for this plan. Once I certify, once I agree, I'm going to toggle from no to yes, scroll back up to the top, hit done, and now you'll see that my status is changed. That means that I've successfully changed my medical plan and I have one dependent enrolled, right? And we know that dependent is Jessica. Let's just say dental. All right, time to review dental. I want to make some changes. Now, in the past, it looks like I was waiving dental, but now I want to add dental. So I'm going to select the Delta PPO plan. Now, you'll notice I don't have Jessica selected. So if there's no check mark next to her name, then she's not going to be enrolled in the plan. And we can also see that because the amount is 2388, and that's the employee only amount. So what happens when I select Jessica? The amount changes to 4774, showing now I'm covering an employee plus one. We see Jessica is marked, so she and I would be enrolled in this plan. I'm going to hit done at the top, and now we see that that plan has been changed. So let's just say I go, I'm not sure if I want to enroll in vision. I hit review anyways. I read over the different information regarding vision, check out the price. If I want to add Jessica, change this to 1046 per pay period. But then I decide, you know what? Actually, I don't want to add vision for now. Me nor Jessica need vision, so I don't want to do anything here. So I can hit done. It'll show changed because I hit done, but nothing's changed. So don't be alarmed by that. Now, let's just say I want to review critical illness. I hit review. Right here is showing me the employee only cost for each level of critical illness. If I select Jessica, it changes that amount to the employee plus spouse premium amount. Now, let's just say that I again changed my mind. I don't want to select it, but instead of hitting done, I hit cancel. It's just going to show that I visited the page. So again, if you hit done, it may say change. If you hit cancel, it may show visited. Either way, you're just going to want to verify that on this screen, the dependent enrollment numbers look right to you in terms of how many dependents you want to enroll. The per pay period costs are showing correctly. And the status change versus visited is a matter of hitting done or cancel. So don't be alarmed if you don't see something that says changed, or if you see something that says changed when you didn't really change any information. Now, if we go down to the next section where it says life, AD&D, dependent life, you're going to notice that under actions, there are no actions I can select. And the reason for that is that these are county paid plans, meaning the county pays for them on my behalf, so they're free for me. So I don't have the option to make any edits to them. Now, depending on your job classification, you may see something different than what I'm seeing on the Ben eFits profile. So Ben, he gets a policy amount of $10,000 for basic life insurance, basic AD&D, and then the dependent life policy is $2,000 for all employees. Now, this is dependent on job classification for the first two, life and AD&D. So you may see a different amount there. You may see 1 times your salary, or you may even see 2 times your salary. So don't be alarmed if your number is different than this profile for Ben. So let's go on to the next section and go to supplemental life. I'm going to hit review. And if I wanted to add any supplemental life at this time, I would need a statement of health. And the reason is that anytime I'm making a change to this plan, if I'm increasing coverage for the first time, then it requires a statement of health. So it looks like in the past, based off of this profile, I have always waived supplemental life insurance. So no matter what level of life insurance I pick, I'm going to need a statement of health. And you will be emailed the statement of health after open enrollment. So let's just say this go around, Ben does want to add supplemental life. So you see that this premium is taken after tax, and it is based off of demographic information. So don't be alarmed if your numbers are different than Ben's. They will be different for each employee. So I'm going to select 3 times my salary, and I'm going to hit done. And then it's going to give me that pop-up like, hey, don't forget that if you select this, you're going to be required to complete a statement of health. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. I acknowledge that information. So right here, you'll see that my status is now changed pending proof. And remember that pending proof is a supplemental health questionnaire that's required. So I'm going to go on to supplemental AD&D. If you want information about this plan, you can read over this information, visit our website. This is accidental death and dismemberment, another type of insurance policy. This go around, Ben wants to select 3 times for himself and family. So I'm going to select this option where it says family. It's going to show me my before tax cost and my pay period cost. I'm going to hit done. Now you'll notice I don't have that same pending proof requirement for the supplemental AD&D. It's not a requirement for this plan, so that's why it didn't pop up for this, even though I was selecting it for the first time. New to 2025, we're going to have a spousal life option. So let's go ahead and review that. For 2025, there's a one option, which is $10,000 policy. It's going to cost Ben 38 cents. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this. And then I'm going to hit done. So now you'll see that it says changed. And that means that I currently have enrolled my spouse for life insurance. So if something were to happen to my spouse, there'd be a $10,000 policy. Short-term disability. Again, you can find more information on our website, and then we have some language here describing it. There are going to be 2 different types. So depending on your job classification, you may see a different option than what is showing on this screen. Ben is in a classification who pays into California State Disability. So if Ben purchases a short-term disability policy, it's going to supplement what the state provides. So Ben only has one option here. Now, you may see 3 options because you may be in a classification who does not pay into California State Disability. So you may see options for 3, 7, or 12 weeks worth of coverage. You would simply select the option that you want to enroll in. For this go around, Ben's not going to choose it after all. He just wanted to take a look. I just wanted to take a look. So I'm going to hit done. And remember what I said earlier that if I hit done, it'll say changed even if I didn't make any changes. But I can verify over here under new that it says waive. Nothing changed. My pay period cost didn't change. Next section, voluntary long-term disability. I'm going to review that. Nope, don't want to select this one. I'm going to hit cancel instead of done this time. And remember, I see visited. So again, don't be alarmed that if you log into a section, you hit review, you make no changes, but you hit done, it'll say changed even if you made no changes, versus cancel, it'll just show visited. So the next few sections are the spending accounts. We're talking healthcare FSA, dependent care FSA, and health savings account. So for the healthcare FSA, this is a type of spending account that allows you to set aside pre-tax dollars from your own income. So let's just say that Ben does want to fund this account. I would select that account. And the annual max pledge, it shows you down here, is $3,200 for 2025. Minimum amount is $120. So Ben wants to pledge $2,000. If you wanted to see a worksheet, you can hit that. Annual pledge, it'll show you $2,000. If I have 24 pay periods because we're starting at the beginning of the year, I'm going to hit calculate to tell me, okay, how much will that be per pay period? So if I did stick with a $2,000 annual pledge, it's going to be $83.33 per pay period. So I'm going to hit done and done again. And now we see that Ben has elected an 83.33 per pay period contribution to a healthcare FSA. Remember, this is coming from Ben's paycheck. It's on a pre-tax basis. He's making an annual pledge to reduce uh, taxable income for expenses that he anticipates, maybe co-pays throughout the year, prescriptions throughout the year, those types of expenses. Again, if you hit review on this section and you want to learn more about the account, you can read this text that we have available for you and also visit our website. I'm going to hit cancel. Now, a dependent care account, you would have this or you would want to select this if you want either your leftover flex credits to go here or you want to fund this account with your own pre-tax dollars. So I'm going to hit review. And this is a child care account. So it is used for child care, daycare expenses. So if I do want to select this, I'm going to hit select. I would make an annual pledge up to 5,000 and then I would hit done. Now, Ben does not want to select this account, so I'm going to select waive and then I'm going to hit done. And remember, I hit done, so it says changed even though I made no changes, but I am verifying that I'm still waiving this account and there's still $0 going in there per pay period. Health savings account. Let's hit review. Let's see what happens. Now, it's going to give me a lot of information about health savings accounts, but if I scroll down, I'm not going to see any option to select any of these plans. I only have option to waive. And the reason for that is that a health savings account is only associated with a high deductible plan. So if I'm not enrolled in a high deductible plan, I cannot select to contribute to an HSA. So you can either select waive or I can select waive here, or I can hit cancel too. So this time around, I'm going to hit cancel and it just shows I visited it. So because I chose a Kaiser HMO plan, which is not a high deductible plan, I didn't even have the option to choose a health savings account because it's not an eligible medical plan to choose a health savings account. So if for some reason you get to that section and you see it all grayed out, that's the reason. You're not enrolled in a high deductible plan, so you can't choose the account. So once I've reviewed each one of these sections, I have verified accuracy. I'm good with all the changes. I'm going to hit next. And it's going to let me know that I successfully submitted this information to the benefits department. So I'm going to hit done here. Now you're going to see what popped up, an open enrollment summary. It's really important that you go to that open enrollment summary. So I can do so by clicking Open Enrollment Summary tab right here, or I can hit Next. So I'll just go ahead and hit Next. Now it's going to take me to my Open Enrollment Summary. It's really important that you save this for your records. The benefits division will not be sending you a confirmation email. So this is your confirmation. If there were any issues with your open enrollment, you would want to have this saved so that you would be able to dispute any of those errors that you saw. So right here it says, okay, these are your 2025 elections, print it. You could print a PDF or you could print it a paper version of this and save it for your records. This is going to have my name, my employee ID, my flex credit amount. It's going to show me what I chose for Kaiser. It's going to show me who's enrolled, employee plus one. It's going to show that I picked dental. This go around, I didn't select vision, critical illness. I did select life insurance and the accidental death and dismemberment. I did select the supplemental spousal life insurance. And if you remember, I went ahead and I waived the short-term disability, long-term disability, voluntary long-term disability. I did elect that spending account, so I will see it here. So you're going to see three columns, right? You're going to see that cost column, the paid with flex credits column, and employee out of pocket. So if you want to verify what your cost will be each pay period, you're going to look at that employee out of pocket cost of 223.61. And that is what you would expect to be paying per pay period for the new plan year. January 1st, 2025 is when that starts. So those deductions will be on that first paycheck of January. Now down here, where it says health plans, this is another good place to verify that the dependent I want enrolled in my plans is enrolled in my plans. So remember, Jessica, we enrolled onto medical and dental. Coverage level shows us that employee plus one, and it even makes it even more clear. Medical, yes. Dental, yes. Vision, no. Critical illness, no. So it makes it really clear about who is enrolled in each plan. If I scroll down a little bit, it's going to give me some information about my life plans. So I see that I have selected supplemental life 3 times my salary. I know that I'm going to have to complete that health questionnaire still. So this is pending approval from MetLife. I have that accidental death and dismemberment policy, shows the coverage amount, and then it shows that spousal life insurance amount that I selected. I don't see anything in disability plan because if you remember, I didn't select the short-term disability nor the long-term disability. Now, if you did, you would see the plans here. Scroll on down to the reimbursement accounts. I did select a healthcare FSA. Remember, these are my own pre-tax dollars that I'm contributing. Now, if you remember, I did put $2,000, but the way the system works is to make sure that you don't go over. There are some rounding calculations that are done, so it's just slightly under 2,000, but essentially the $2,000. So don't be alarmed if you see this. But the account that I chose is there. If for some reason you chose a dependent care FSA or you had a health savings account, you would see those amounts there. Now, we didn't go over this example, but let's just say that you're waiving the county medical plan. If you are, and you selected that you are waiving because you have a group health plan somewhere else, then you would see a dollar amount in the health reimbursement account. That is county funds. That's your flex credits funding that account. So don't be alarmed if you see a dollar amount there. So if I scroll a little bit more, it's going to give me some information about my flex credits, and it's going to just walk me through if I'm covered under any high deductible plans, if I'm waiving coverage. And then again, at the very bottom, if you ever have any questions, you can contact us by phone at that 888-550-2203 number, or you can email us. Now, I will say email is usually the quickest way to get a hold of us, but you're always welcome to call or email us. Now, remember, I did say I was going to show you one other thing. So at the top, before we move on, I can hit previous, mark complete, or cancel. I'm just going to go ahead and mark complete. Are you sure you want to mark it complete? Yes, no problem. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I can't go back and make changes. Remember, you can make as many changes as you want during open enrollment. So even if that's marked complete, don't worry about it. I can hit previous, get to my benefit enrollment section, and I can review and make any changes that I want as long as open enrollment's open. So right here, again, if I hit select or anything like that, I can change my plans. I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to make any changes as go around. Now I want to show you something. So I'm going to hit exit. It says, are you sure you want to exit? Yes, I'm sure. So remember we talked about that document upload section? So if I did want to go ahead and upload in PeopleSoft, I can go to benefit details and I can go to document upload. I hit OK. Life event type, I'm going to hit open enrollment. And then I would add my document here by add. You would have it on your computer, then you would be able to upload it that way. So I'm going to go back home. And then again, it's going to show me open enrollment tile. And I can't say this enough. You can go in and make as many changes as you like during open enrollment. Of course, if you have any questions, please email us. Please call us. We're here to help you during open enrollment. Thank you for joining the PeopleSoft navigation session.